The most pleasant surprise of the Bears season for me has been that left tackle hasn't been catastrophic. That you can theoretically switch in Theo Benedict, give him that time to learn on the job at left tackle of all things, and be an undrafted free agent, and they've made it okay. Like, how many times did we talk about whose responsibility it was to slide protection, or how many times we'd see an unchecked rusher off of a blitz off the edge? And granted, that has still happened, or they just couldn't contain somebody like Max Crosby, for example. But left tackle hasn't been as harmful as it could have been. They've been able to shoulder the blow of having an unstable left tackle situation. So that is really high up there for me, because Ben Johnson talking about winning in spite of the passing game, sure. But at the same time, the sack number being so much lower, thanks in part to Caleb Williams' efforts and thanks in part to the offensive line. And frankly, thanks to Dan Rochar, because now that Ozzy Trapillo's even had 2 games, I thought that might be something that we talk about more, and we haven't, and that's a really nice point of progress for me.
I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift, who had a completely lost year last season. I thought whether it was DeAndre Swift's fault or whether it was the offense that he was in, we're always going to give Caleb the benefit of the doubt for the poor coaching last year. Maybe to some degree we have to do the same thing for DeAndre Swift, but he's had a hell of a season so far, and I know he's been playing through some injuries. 774 rushing yards and 5 TDs. He had the 125-yard game, which essentially, won the game for the Bears last week in Philly, along with what Monangai did. So I think DeAndre Swift is a huge surprise. He's also got around here it is, 25 catches, 237 yards receiving as well. You expected that out of him. He is putting together a complete season, and it's a surprise because what did we all want to do in the draft? We wanted to replace DeAndre Swift. Even the Bears talked about wanting to. They didn't say this exactly, but I know what the Bears were thinking. They were thinking running back in the draft in the early rounds. It didn't happen until Monangai because they were not completely sold on Swift. Swift has sold them now.